Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I've got from our friends at Hunkydory Crafts. These are Concertina shutter cards. This one is perfect for her, this one for him, and this one is for stamping and inking your own cards. I can't wait to show you what I did with these, so come play with us. So what is a Concertina shutter card? This is what this card does. Isn't it pretty? It has all that dimension. Opens like this. It's a really nice presentation. So we are going to start with the Concertina shutter cards for him. This is a great kit. It makes 12 cards. Hunkydory does such a nice job with that. So you get 2 of each one of these designs. There we go. The music lover. 2 of these. And this really nice, beautiful country scene. Got some for the sports lover here, and the sailor, the fisherman. There you go. And then of course you've got your envelopes, and these are your card bases, which you're going to put all those little die cut pieces on. And then the last part here is you get some layout ideas, and then of course the full color instructions, which Hunkydory is great about doing. All right, so let's take a look at the one for her, and I'm going to show you how these get put together. But first, let's take a peek at the designs here. This really beautiful little vintage sewing machine. This is a really gorgeous one. Sending birthday wishes. Queen of Mums. Great for Mother's Day. This is the card I'm going to be putting together for you here with these little rain boots. Just so sweet. Beautiful Asian card, and the little teacups, and then of course we get the card bases and the cards and the instruction sheet. Okay, so let's start off by how to fold these. Okay, so what you're going to do to fold their base, this is the most important part really. Maybe we can zoom in a little bit on this, Steve. So the first thing you're going to do is you have all these scored pieces right here, these scored lines, okay? So we're going to do a series of mountain and valley folds. A mountain fold goes up and a valley fold goes down, right? So we're going to start off with doing the mountain folds on these outside scores right there. And then this piece right here, this part, the center part, this is going to be a valley fold. So we're going to fold that. All right, so really you've got 3 mountains, 1 valley, okay? And then this one is going to be a valley, okay? And, well, excuse me, this one is going to be the mountain, there we go. And then these 2 are going to be the valley. So it'll make sense here when I fold it. So now we've got, just take a look at that. Okay, see that? And then when you're folding this, okay, that's how that's going to go. All right, let's look at that again. We've got a mountain, a mountain, a mountain, a valley, a valley, a valley, a valley, and a mountain. So it's opposite on the sides. And then you're just going to kind of squish it together. They all just go into place like that. All right, so then once you get to this point, I should have grabbed my bone folder, but it's nice to use a bone folder on these folds to really get them to lay down so they don't pop up too much. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take our little pieces here. These are all die cut, and you just punch them out. And the first ones we're going to start with are these panels right here. Just like that, and you just punch them out, and they're going to look like this. All right, so we've got this piece right here, and then we can go ahead and take this and we can put it in either direction really. You can add it with this going out of the card or this going, and I'm going to put it like this because I think that looks best. You're just going to center it right there, and then you're going to, I should mention, I'm putting extra sticky tape on the backs of my cards here, or my little die cut pieces here. And I like to do that because first of all, it dries very, very quickly, which is wonderful, okay? It really sticks because these are glossy cards. They have a nice finish on them. And where you could use Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue, which is our favorite glue, it does just take a little longer to dry. But it's perfectly acceptable choice. Okay, so once we've got that one, then we have all of these little pieces here. You get 4 of these, and we're going to place them right in this little area. It's just the right size for them. That's the nice thing about these die cut pieces, is that they just fit perfectly in these little spaces, so it's just not hard to figure out, even if you didn't look at the instruction sheet. I think it's pretty self-explanatory where all these go. There we go. Right, and now we've got 2 of these pieces, and they're going to go right there and at the top. And, oops, this one as well. Okay, and then we've got this centerpiece right here, and I'm just getting these between the little scored folds right there. And then we've got 2 pieces like this. They're going to go right here. So now we've kind of got our background done, and then it's going to be time to put on sort of the focal pieces. Okay, and for the next pieces, I like to place foam tape on the back of those. Okay, and for foam tape, this is what I recommend. It's this giant wheel of foam tape that we have at Paper Wishes. It's under $19 and, excuse me, under $20. I think it's $19.99. And there are 50 yards or 150 feet on this giant wheel. And this lasts a very, very long time. So that is a great bargain. Okay, so I've got some foam tape, and I want to make sure that my foam tape fits within this space right here. So I'm going to put it right there. Yeah, you want to make sure that it's not, there we go. And then this piece right here is going to go right there. And then this one right here, for a special friend, you could put that one like right here or right here, just kind of overlapping. There's several different places for that. I'm going to put it, I don't know, I think right there. Just like that. So there you go. You could also put a little bow right up there. So sweet. And as you can see, very easy to put these together. Now let's take a look real quick at the Ink Me Concertina shutter cards. For this one, it's folded in the exact same way. Go. Right there. Now there is like a front and a back to this. So if you fold it, okay, and you're looking at it, and if you find that you have this side with this little cutout going on this side, it's backwards. So just flip it around, and then it opens like this, all right, with everything kind of going to the right. So to fold this card, well, first of all, before you fold the card is when you do your stamping. And so I've chosen Watercolor Rose Stamp Set from Hot Off the Press. And what I did was I used my Misty stamping tool. And because I'm going to be coloring this in with some watercolor inks, I'm choosing waterproof dye ink, and this is rustic brown. So this won't blend with the watercolors and make it all smeary. This is a permanent ink, and it will not smear with watercolor. So it's that right on the package. So it's very self-explanatory. I'm going to have all of these items listed down below this video if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page. If you're watching us on YouTube, then just look below the description box and you'll see the link to take you over to our Paper Wishes webisode page, and you'll see everything here. All right, so what I did is I went ahead and I stamped my image, and I used this one right here, and I just took my Misty stamping platform, and I just repositioned the stamp and then just turned that all the way around. If you're just using a stamping block, you just want to turn it so that it's moving around in that fashion. Okay, so then we're just going to fold this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with our mountain folds right here. And then this is a mountain fold. This right here is a valley fold. Remember, that's what we're starting with. Okay, it looks a little blurry. Maybe we need to zoom out a little bit, Steve. And then we're going to go on this opposite side, valley, valley, valley fold right here. And then this one's the mountain fold. And then it's just all going to move together just like that. All right. So probably what I should have done is, we're still really blurry, Steve. What's going on? Maybe now zoom in again. All right, I think that's better. All right, so the first thing I'd like to do is color this, and maybe I should have colored it before I folded it, but well, it's okay. So let's grab our craft mat. And what I'm going to use for coloring, 3 different ink pads here. I have got, this one is a shimmer ink pad, Prism, and this color is Pink Jelly Bean, and this one is Orange Zest. And yes, these are water-based inks, so you can use them as watercolor paints, okay? And then we've also got, this is Harmony by Spectrum Noir, and this is a water reactive dye ink, okay? Whoops, there we go. And for this, we're just going to add a little bit of water to that and make our green for our leaves. And then I've got a little paintbrush here, doing all my painting, and then I've just brought my little spray bottle because I'm going to use that as my water source. So we're just going to mist a little bit of water there. We're going to start off with, I think we're going to start off with painting our leaves. So what I do with that is I just take my ink pad and I'm just going to put a little ink here on my craft mat, take a little bit of water on my brush, mix that in my ink here until I get some green, and then I'm just going to be painting my leaf. This cardstock, for this Ink Me cardstock, takes the water really nicely, so you're not going to get it all wrinkled and bubbly. And I'm not going to paint this whole thing, but I am going to paint the leaves and one flower so you can see really how easy this is. And then what I do is I just take a little bit of darker ink without so much water, and I'm just painting sort of the base of these leaves. So they're a little bit darker than the tip of the leaf. And then any leaf part that has a little fold over, where it's folding over, I want to color that a little darker as well. There we go. All right, now I'm just going to clean my brush here, wipe up this ink because I'm not going to use that green anymore, and I think we're going to use an Orange Zest. I'm going to put that right down there. This is great ink because it has a shimmer to it. Here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is the flower has a little bit of a fold over where the petals are folding, and I want to take my ink that is a very strong color with not a lot of water, and I'm going to paint that a brighter orange. Just the fold over parts, and then also just one little part of the center. And then I'm going to do a little darker where all the little lines are, sort of at the base of those petals. All right, so now we're going to paint the entire thing, so we're going to add more water. So, and we're just going to each petal. And what's great about this is it's okay if some parts of the petal are darker than others. I like to have a little bit of variation there. This is a great project to do if you're brand new to watercolors, if you don't have a whole watercolor set of watercolor pencils or brush markers or anything like that. using your water-based ink pads and just a small paintbrush, a little bit of water. It's the most important part is using that ink pad that is not water-based for stamping your image. So if I had stamped this rose in a brown water-based ink, then this would all look very muddy. Everything would blend together when the water hit it. So that's really my most important tip. Okay, and what's great about this is now when you're done here, you can always go back, darken up some areas. Go. Darken up this area. There we go. Okay, so there's my rose. I'm going to wipe that off, and then for the pink, I'm just going to show you a little bit of color about what that looks like. I'm not going to paint a whole rose. The pink, same thing. You want to go over those areas. Ooh, I need a darker pink. Come on, pink. You want to go over those areas that are those folded over pieces first. And now I'm just going to paint one of the petals so you can get an idea of what that pink looks like. Just such a pretty shade. Ooh, I need more water. So you can see there, that's just a really pretty shade. Let me see if we can see the shimmer on this. On that ink. There we go. Just a really pretty shade. All right, so once you get the whole thing painted, you're just going to let it dry for a few minutes, and then we're going to talk about making these panels right here because these don't have those panels in it. So here's my finished card right here. There we go. And as you can see here, I stamped, just sort of took my own measurement here. That's about a 3 by 1.5 inch panel in white. I used Stampin' White cardstock from Hunkydory on this piece right here. Stamped one of the other roses, this one right here. Also stamped the butterflies here. Okay, and then once I got that all colored in, then I matted it with some pink cardstock, stamped my little butterflies and cut those out, so and then foam taped those on there. And then here I did the same just with the happy birthday, and I did some inking with my blending brushes, which we've got a great set here of 4 blending brushes. And what I did with that was I just took my brush and my jelly bean, my pink jelly bean, and once everything was colored, actually, I didn't do it beforehand, I just sort of went over the areas that don't have anything stamped on them, and I just sort of lightly went over those with my blending brush and then just added a little pink like that around the card. Okay, and yeah, I thought that turned out well, and it was a really fun project to do. I just sat there while I was watching TV and I colored in my roses one evening. So you guys, we have a great money saver on this whole collection of Concertina shutter cards from Hot Off the Press, excuse me, not from Hot Off the Press, from Hunkydory. And as you can see, they're fun to make, and I think they just make a really nice presentation. So definitely check out that money saver. It's on the right-hand side of your screen. Look down below and you'll see all the products used, so you can add one kit or the ink pad or the adhesive. And if you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to look for that link below the description box. It'll take you right over to Paper Wishes, and you'll see everything I just mentioned. Don't forget to subscribe. We do 3 to 5 of these videos a week, and we wouldn't want you to miss anything. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.